Yolanda and I went back and forth and we were like, where do we start with this presentation? Do we show the glam? Do we show how difficult it was? Or do we just be authentic and tell our story? So we went with that. When the partnerships, as you heard, all started in June, and I only came on board in August. And it was quite a rocky start for the two of us. Yolanda had a partner before, Judy, and due to circumstances she had to step down, and I joined Yolanda in her partnership. And I was exceptionally intimidated. I thought, what could I possibly teach this principal? And I said to her, you know, I felt privileged because this journey chose me. So I'm going to do everything that I could possibly do to give back. We started building momentum, and what was a moment for the two of us was when we sat and we re-looked at the partnership plan that Yolanda and Judy put in place. It is exactly what we were doing. We were on track with everything. Our partnership soon developed into a wonderful friendship. We just clicked, we were on the same page, same vision, we supported each other, same values. The most important thing for us was getting her team on board. Yolanda is new to the school and there was a lot of uncertainty. They were not working as a team, no shared goals, no shared vision, and from the outside I could see all of it. So we decided to concentrate on not only Yolanda but on her teaching staff first and foremost. So we got them into the session, we made them think, we made them work together, and we made them understand and support each other. We took them through multiple sessions, took them completely out of their comfort zone, and we made them share space, allow them to think. We also did a mini insights profile with them so that they could understand each other and how to communicate best with each other to get the maximum results. The COP sessions for me was an extremely strong network. I felt that I could share without being judged. I was learning from everyone. Everyone was in collaboration with each other. We supported each other, and a wonderful friendship was built. Within the training for me on my personal journey, I think the training workshops inspired me so much. With the three up there, the time to think, flawless consulting, and the community building, it's given me skills that I would not normally have had. We learned how strong a community is, and if everyone adds their bit, how amazing this can be. And it also taught me that everyone has a story, but a story can be changed, and everyone should aim to leave a legacy behind. Just some of the pictures of the session that we had to do. It was such an amazing session. Salvan joined us for the session, and everything that came out, it was so uplifting. I said to Nikki, I was such a nerd, I went home and I made notes and I scribbled because I didn't want to miss out on anything. It was really inspiring, and fortunately for us, we did all our training sessions together. We were always on the same page. We understood exactly what we were saying. The logo, the lingo, everything was the same. It was really an amazing journey. Our future plans, we're busy with the London School's website at the moment. We've got a little project that we want to do an AstroTurf in school, further training sessions with the staff. We want to involve our parents more, involve the community, a lot more training for SGB and the non-academic staff, because this first part, we focus a lot on the academic staff only, and then a bit more fundraising. Like I mentioned, this journey taught me so many new skills and enhanced my current skills. I got the opportunity to make a difference, and it meant something to me. I say to you, Lani, this is only the beginning, it's not the end. We still have a lot more to do, and we're going to do this together. Thank you.
Right, this is my school. I've been at school for 2 years now. It's a lovely building. It is 136 years old. Very quaint, and a year ago I was chosen to be part of the group, the Partners for Possibilities, and very thankful that they have chosen me to be part of this organization. I have a story to tell. Right, the story that I have to tell is that, like Lisa said, we had a rocky start and also a very hasty start. I don't think I had the opportunity to have a pre-meeting with Partners for Possibilities initially. And then the very next day I had to go to the COP meetings. So I met my partner on that day, so I wasn't very prepared for this, and I didn't know what to expect. And then, and then when Elisa came on board from the ZARS, everything changed. My first meeting was, I told Nikki, went to this meeting very uncertain, didn't know what to expect of this role of community Partners for Possibilities, didn't know what to expect. And then, and as we gathered in the group, I heard of Gary Play, a 5 million project. I was overwhelmed. I found myself in a good space. And went back to school, and I told my staff, I feel very privileged and very blessed to be part of this group. And then it didn't go off well. It was rocky. Couldn't get off the hook. And then changing of partners, Elisa came on board. And then suddenly, I had a new mindset. And when I changed my mindset with my partner, my really lovely partner, I became more relaxed and didn't expect anything, and just be there for the moment, be in the moment. And and the moment was very great because we built momentum in a different way, and we did training, staff meetings, and also team building, that was the need of my school. That was the need at that time for my staff, to become one and to build that team and to see what their strengths are. And we wouldn't have found out that if we didn't have that staff meeting, which we were very grateful for. And then also we are in the process of creating a website. Right, this is just not purely part of Partners for Possibilities, but in my year, the journey that I had with partners, a lot of things happened in the year at the same time from different organizations. And it's very interesting how it actually coincided with the same year that I've been part of the partners. We had Edward High School is our partner, they just partnered up with us and care for us. And so I must give you the background of the story. They have a very good music department, and they took their children on an outing, the yearly excursion, to the Cape Town Philharmonic Orchestra, and with all the instruments. And as they walked out of the theatre, they saw a beggar on the pavement, and one of the learners said, "Ma'am, can't we just play to the audience and then we can collect money for the beggar?" And one of the learners they did that, and one of the learners took it, videotaped this, all of this, and he had the audacity to put it onto YouTube. And it was really, and the outcome of this story was so great that a European responded to this YouTube, and he said he would like to sponsor a school, an underprivileged school, to do music appreciation. And we were the chosen school, so we're really grateful that Yuki got the YouTube clip and also the presentation of Agent High School, what they did with learners. But then the very end result of finale of this whole project was we had a spring tea, and our learners, the music learners, the grade 2 learners, took part in our spring tea event. And it purely comes from Agent High School. Fine, and that wasn't the end of the story of mine. I feel very blessed. This whole year, throughout the year, there's also another NGO that came on board called the Keepers. They provide social and psychological services to the school for free. And what it entails, I had to give a venue, and they actually made the venue into 2 practice rooms. We've got a social worker on board, and then the psychologist comes into the school every Thursday, and they help our learners. Right, so we had our launch on the 7th of April in the form of a lovely evening, and Mazars was also very much involved with that evening. So this is just, I don't know if you can see that easily, but it was just our launch, cutting the ribbon. And at that event, we had Mrs. Benedict involved. She's the head of education of the Western Cape. She was there, she was present. And then also Philip is the CEO of the Keepers. And then we had other officials. This is governor of the WCD Central. And then we had a very nice evening together. And this little girl here is called Kim. She's our social worker. So we see in Afrikaans, klein mag het kry. Which is very small, and small, then becomes small packages. Yeah, it's really good. So we're really very thankful. So, and if you know our school is situated in Brooklyn, which is the mecca of sex, drugs, prostitution. And so you can just imagine what kind of social problems we have at our school. And she's really on board every day with our learners. Right. And then just to come back to partners' possibilities, like Elise said, we have to start with the staff. And so our first meeting was on the 12th of January this year. We had a strike meeting session with Clive Rowe. And there you can see my teachers at work doing their thing. And then we were presented with a lovely strategic plan for the year. And thereafter we had a follow-up session 2, just to confirm it. And we've had that presentation with Andrea, and she just helped us to group the teachers into different sections to lead them to their strengths and to go from there onwards. And then we also wanted to make something special for our teachers. I had the privilege to do the Insights profile, personal profile session with Andrea, and it was really nice for me. I got a whole booklet of my strengths and weaknesses, and I must tell you, it was quite spot on, and I'm very thankful that I had the opportunity of doing that. So I asked Elise, we can't have this for my staff. So I think it's also nice for them to be more knowledgeable about their own being. So she arranged this for us. So we had our team building with many insights for the staff. And then we had the COP sessions that I had, I'm very thankful. Yes, and that this is where it was a nice, close setup. We have learned a lot from each other, right? And it was a nice setup to share a lot and reflect and creating a network with fellow colleagues and partners. And I love the support. It's like Erin said, that you don't stand alone. To sit in the principal's seat, it's not easy. I always refer to the hot seat, because that is what it is. And then also build lots of friendship amongst us in the COP session. So thank you, Nikki, for driving the COP session. We really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it personally, and it helped me a lot on the way. Right, and then I was very privileged, and I regard myself as very privileged to be able to go to these wonderful workshops. We had marketing, flawless consulting, and then music building. And all three of them, they were excellent training. And I really found myself growing so much in these sessions, really superb. And then the last one that I attended was the music building, some pictures here. And it just made me aware of me in the situation. I don't have to be the expert. I just have to be me. I can be myself, right? So it was really nice for me just to have that rest that I can be myself and not to compare myself with anybody else, but just be me. And also we had a challenge at the meeting to think out of the box. And so we had to make an invitation to our parents in a different way. Or we were challenged to do it differently. So now when we do letters to our parents, we just hand out a paper. I don't know, the other principals, sometimes I always tell myself, our parents use it as toilet paper. You know, they don't read it. So we always get some phone calls. When is that happening? When is that happening? So they never read their newsletters. So we were challenged at the meeting to make an invitation, but a different one. So our group came up with this invitation where we had folded into an envelope, and the whole invitation was in there, and to celebrate excellence in your school. So it actually gave me such a nice idea of inviting the parents to prize giving for the end of the year. To make it different and make it very personal. But I'll see if I get there. Because I had another thing that happened to me this year, and I think some of the principals might envy me. But with this been running for many years, the school is 136 years old, and for the first time now we are being maintained by Public Works Department. Anyway, so I can say I want to celebrate. So I'm going to get to that kind of invitation by the end of the year, I don't know. Because at the present moment, the school is chaotic. It is anyway, but I'm not moaning. I'm very thankful to celebrate my life. Right, the future plans with partners possibilities. I'm very excited. When we said together, this is not the end of the road. We built this relationship and this friendship, and I think it's going to go on forever. And so we have spoken about what we want to do in the future. We've already visited creating a website, the AstroTurf, creating a library. That's real need to me, and I'll tell you why now. Creating an art class, and then we want to do further training with our academic staff, and then also to do training with the HDB and the non-academic staff to do the upskilling, and then also doing fundraising. But my ultimate dream is for our school to serve the community. In our community, although we have lots of poverty, there are lots of people with skills, and hand skills. so I would like to empower them to be part of the community, to be part of, to actually serve our community. And my ultimate dream for our school would be to have AVIC classes. So if I had a library going there, if I had an art class going there, I would like, my dream is to take the community and out of the community into the school and render those services. We have a lab, and they can come and do these skills and also present the art lessons. So that is my biggest dream for our school. So that we can, the school must be a safe haven, not just for the learners, but also for the community. So they can come in there and have some coffee and go for pottery classes. So I would like to open my doors for the community. Right, and then my last one is my story. I'm going to say this once again. This was a wonderful journey for me personally. I feel very blessed and very privileged to have been chosen by Partners Possibility. And this journey really gave me such an opportunity to network and to enhance my skills and also to make a difference, because that's what I want to do. I want to make a difference in my community. I don't stay in my community, but I want to move into that community and make a difference and get involved. And also I had lots of access to amazing training. And just to highlight, time to think, I was so inspired by this. The main thinking to me personally was I could listen with the difference and make me think, really listen with the difference. And I've applied that in my office, and I see the difference because I'm listening to the difference. Parents, the feedback that I get back also is great. I'm allowing them to talk, and because I've learned to keep quiet. Silence is good. I don't have to talk all the time, just be silent and listen. Right. And then at community building, the one thing that stood out to me is the power of gifts. Gift is not a gift until it's offered. And to be the legacy behind is to build on my character.